Alright, I'm going to start making some beef stroganoff in the crock pot. We're going to use a piece of chuck tender. I'm going to cut this down into slices. Got 3 cups of beef broth total. We've already got in the crock pot preheating. 1 medium onion. Got Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, and our spoon to dole it out. We're also going to use about 3 cloves of garlic. Okay, mince 3 cloves of garlic and 2 1/4-inch slices of onion into 4, and put those in with the broth in the crock pot. And that's the base of your broth. Keep it preheating in the crock pot, and we'll start working on the meat. We've got our piece of chuck tender here. We're going to leave the silver skin on while it cooks in the crock pot, and it will peel off quite nicely after it's done cooking in the crock pot. Cut this into slices, anywhere between 1/2 and 3/4 of an inch thick. Now we've got our chuck tender cut into slices. We're going to season these on both sides, and we're going to sear them in a fry pan first before putting them into the crock pot. Look at this meat. You can see all the beautiful marbling in it. This is a really nice cut of meat to use for stroganoff, and it's not too fatty, but it's beautifully marbled. And put about 2 tablespoons of canola oil into the bottom of a pan. Get it spread out and heat it up, and this is what we're going to sear the meat with. And we're going to use salt, pepper, and garlic powder. That's all the seasoning. Okay, get your oil spread out and heating. All of your meat is seasoned. We put these in seasoning side down. And get your pieces of chuck tender sizzling. Another good thing to use for this is sirloin tip. Season the top sides, and once one side is browned, flip them over and brown the other side. And then you're going to move them straight to the crock pot, and you're going to saute up the rest of the onion. Now get just a little color on the edge, and then you'll get a little color in the center of each disc on the other side. And then move them into the crock pot. You don't want these to overcook. Now you got a little color on the other side. Let's move these to the crock pot. Get seared meat into the crock pot, cover it up, then saute the rest of the onion. Put about a tablespoon of butter in with the onions and saute them up. Once your onions start taking on a little bit of caramelization, it's time to turn them off and then move them to the crock pot. And these look just about perfect. Move these into the crock pot. And cook everything in the crock pot on high for 3.5 hours. After 2 hours on high, we're going to add a jar of sliced mushrooms. Normally we would use creminis fresh, but we didn't have any, so we have to go this route. Add a couple of bay leaves and just a pinch of thyme, and then close it back up and let it cook for about another 2 hours. Alright, I'm gonna bring some salted water to a boil and make up some extra wide noodles. And then we're going to take the meat out of the broth and get rid of all of the silver skin and get ready to chop that up. Okay, we remove the meat. The broth is still simmering, and we're about to make the noodles. And the meat is all diced up. Now we're going to drain the noodles. Now pour all the broth and vegetables from the crock pot into the pot you made the noodles in. Now we've got about 1.5 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. We're going to add that to the broth. Get that all mixed in. Then we're going to add the sour cream. We're adding about 1 cup of sour cream. I'm going to get this all whisked together. And we're going to add the meat, taste it for flavor, and then the noodles. And add your noodles. I'm going to mix this up. And let the noodles cook for a couple of minutes in the hot broth. And it should be ready to serve. And once it's finished, it's ready to serve. And beef stroganoff. We're going to call this dinner. Thanks for watching.